Today I'm going to teach you how to hit a rail on a wakeboard. There are 6 basic types of ways you can hit a rail on a wakeboard. There's front board, front 50-50, front lip, and there's backboard, back 50-50, and back lip. All of the rail turns with the word front are all toe side tricks because your front is facing the rail on the approach. And vice versa, all the back approaches are on your heel side edge as your back is facing the rail on the approach. 50-50 means that your nose is in front of your tail. Board slide means the nose of your board travels over the top of the rail, and lip slide means your tail travels over the top of the rail. Hitting a rail is exactly the same as hitting a box. Only difference is that feature is a little skinnier, so you might have to practice getting the proper line into it. If the cable pulls me to the inside, that means I need to edge a little harder, and vice versa. If I end up on the outside of the cable, that means I'm edging too hard. I just showed you an example of what it looks like if you edge too hard. You'll end up on the outside of the cable, and the cable naturally wants to pull you in towards the rail. If that happens, you can do one of two things. You can either let go of the rope, or you can push off and edge away from the feature. All right, and in this example, I'm gonna edge a little bit too hard. So I wanna make sure that I push off the rail, so I keep moving towards the right and keep edging away from the rail. I wouldn't recommend doing nothing, as it's not fun to crash into a feature. Or you can let go if you think you might get pulled into the rail. If you get pulled off to the inside, you have absolutely nothing to worry about, as the cable is pulling you away from the feature. In this example, I'm not gonna edge it off, I'm just gonna hit straight on. And as you'll see, the cable just pulled me right off the rail to the inside. And it is pulling me away from the feature, which is a much safer option than edging too hard, but not exactly what we want if we want to pull on the rail. For your first rail hit, I would recommend a front lip or a backboard, as they're slightly easier, as you have weight you can distribute on either side if you start getting pulled up to the inside or outside of the rail. Some people get intimidated by bringing the board out in front of them, and if that's you, you can ride it 50-50. All right, so this one I'm gonna show you back 50-50. So I'm just gonna get a nice easy edge on my heel side edge, slide off at the bottom left corner, slide all the way across, arm low into my lead hip, knees bent, landing on my back foot, absorbing the landing. All right, so I'm gonna show you a backboard. I'm gonna get a nice easy edge to the bottom left corner of the rail, then ride 50-50 up the rail, and bring the handle towards my middle, up on the top, bring it back towards my lead hip for the landing. Knees bent, back foot heavy. All right, now I'm gonna show you a front side 50-50, so I'm gonna edge out on my toes, and I'm gonna keep my nose out in front. Nice easy edge, flatten off, slide your front, and land on my back foot. All right, now this one's called a front lip. I'm gonna edge in on my toes and then bring both feet out in front by bringing the handle out in front of me. And then back towards my lead hip for the landing. Now those were the 4 easiest hits you can do on a rail. These next 2 are slightly harder because you're facing backwards on the rail. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing as I would on a normal 50-50. But I'm going to bring the handle towards my back, so I'm riding backwards on the rail. The first one I'll show you is called a back lip. And of course, bring the handle back towards your lead hip for the landing. All right, this trick is called a front board. I'm gonna do the exact same thing going backwards, but I'm gonna edge in on my toe side edge. All right, so I'm edging in on my toe side edge, knees bent. Right when I get to the bottom of the left corner, I'm gonna slide off, ride 50-50, bring the handle backwards, and then back towards my lead hip. For wakeboarders, there's a standard for riding over rails. Anytime you ride a board slide or lip slide, you want to make sure that your board is perfectly perpendicular over the rail. When your board is not in a perpendicular or 50-50 position, that's called a Steeze, and it's frowned upon in wakeboarding. It's not the end of the world if it happens, but it is something that you can improve upon if you catch yourself doing it. All right, so I'm going to show you guys a Steeze right here on my heel side edge, and I'll show you on my toe side edge. All right, and here's a Steeze on my toe side edge. Again, not the end of the world if that ever happens, but it's something that you want to strive to not do if you want to film a video part or do a good contest run. And with that, I hope you guys learned something. If it's your first time here, make sure you don't stress it. You just press it when it comes to subscribe button. Be sure to check out the merch store. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.